Every now and then when I feel a bit buggy, I look at the floor, maybe need a new ruggy. Scratch that, I'll get some beers and get chuggy. Nah, man, I know what I need, some old man huggy. Old man huggy. Some old man huggy. Put your headphones on for proper audio quality, motherfucker.
Yo.
Recording in progress.
What it do, what it do. It is your boy, Andrew Schultz, aka Mr. Goody Two Shoes. And who am I with? As always, Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggy. Talk shit or get off the pod. Episode 104. Hey, Zeus, we've got your colossal columns, motherfucker.
What's up, man?
What's up?
How are you, sir?
Never been better. How are you?
Oh, good. I've been running around all day, but I'm here. I'm good. I'm vibing. I'm good. Good mood. I'm good.
The temple that they built Zeus in Rome had 104 colossal columns, and it was the biggest thing that they built.
Yeah, the Temple of Zeus is one of the original wonders of the world by Alexander the Great.
There you go.
Which is like what arguably my favorite, or one of my favorite historical figures.
Hey.
Yeah, it was easy paper to write. I wrote a paper in like 5th grade about Alexander the Great because that sounded tight. I learned about him in Quest class and learned about the wonders of the world. And then like later, sometime in high school, I had to write a paper and we got to pick a figure. And I wrote like essentially like a more adult version of the same paper. Got 100. Let's go.
Shit. Didn't he die from like STDs?
Oh, he was poisoned. No, he was poisoned.
I just know he like had
well, yeah, everybody was fucking everybody.
Unprotected. Okay, but he's Alexander the Great, so he's fucking the most, except for Genghis Khan.
Yeah, Genghis
like,
Khan.
Supposedly, like 70% of all humans, or if not 100, are a descendant of Genghis Khan.
No, it's not 70%. It's something like it's like 10%.
I thought it was higher than that.
No, 10%'s a lot. 10% of all the people.
I know,
on the
but I thought it was
ton.
way more.
But he ruled like a majority of the known world, just like Alexander the Great did. They both ruled like 70% of like
right. But Genghis Khan was getting women pregnant.
Yeah. Well, I think Alexander the Great was too. He's just getting everybody pregnant.
And not everybody, because men can't get pregnant.
Careful.
Allegedly.
That was too good. But nah, man, you're having a good week so far. Your halo seems to be beaming well. You look good. You look on point.
Yeah, I'm actually sick right now. I thought it might be COVID, but I don't think it's COVID. It's just like a normal cold.
That's good, I guess. Doesn't that suck now? If someone like gets the flu, just the regular flu, you're like, oh, good. They're like, yeah, I'm sick as fucking bad, but at least it's not COVID.
Because the flu was really bad. It was a really bad flu season last year.
I don't know. I mean, knock on wood, I never get the flu. I've never had a flu shot.
I've never had a flu shot either. But I think that they're trying to put in like the new COVID booster with the flu shot in one or something. Or, yeah, like the flu shot in the COVID one or the COVID one in the flu shot, one or the other.
Yeah, they're trying to double dose you.
Yeah.
Fauci. Sorry.
Fucking Fauci.
Man, okay.
What
Sidebar for a
you know,
second.
he's an 80-year-old man who spent his
There,
entire life in medicine
I,
just to make people wear masks.
yeah, I see the dumbest shit on my Facebook. There's someone that we went to school with who just drives me insane, and he posts the most like just homophobic, racist, crazy memes and posts and says shit, and then there'll be weird stuff where I'm like, whoa, I can't believe that person liked that post. Like wild shit. It's either like, oh, Jesus is the best person ever, or it's like, or it's literally, and this is what I've been seeing lately from this person, tons of Obamas behind all of this. I don't understand how people think that Obama is still like ruling the world.
I didn't know that people thought that,
Yes, there's a whole
but
group of people
I like
who think
it.
that
I
like
like it.
think that Obama's behind all of it, and it's like serious discussions. I just read the comments. I've typed out 1,000 things to say in the comment section, and I just don't, because I don't want to get removed, so I can like watch this happen. And if like there's a documentary about this person like going nuts, I can be like, yeah, I knew him, and I like read all these posts. I've tried not to interact with it, but oh my god, like, yeah, you know, well, Biden's not actually president. Everybody knows that it's all of his staff, and I don't know. I feel like there's somebody else behind the works, probably Obama, and they're like, oh, absolutely, it's definitely Barack Obama's behind all of this. I'm like, what?
I mean, like they give, and by they I mean these like
They give a brother
Republic.
too much credit, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was just about to say. Is just not only him, but the entire Democratic Party, where they're like, all of these indictments on Trump are, the Biden Justice Department, and it's like, y'all say that Biden can barely like talk because he's so like geriatric, but he's like scheming so hard that he got 91 felony counts
Well,
that
and you got to
were
remember,
unjustified.
they tried to. Merrick Garland should have been at least had his case heard for being a Supreme Court justice, and he was declined.
He would have.
He was
Yeah,
declined.
no,
by-
well, no, they never even let.
yeah, they never
they
even
never
let it
had a
happen.
hearing.
Yeah, they never had a
Right,
hearing
but
because blocked by
he was
Mr.
on the
Freeze himself, Mitch McConnell.
right, but Merrick Garland, he was on the appeals. He was like one bench down, uh, and but he had to get certified by the Senate. Like confirmed by the Senate for that. He got confirmed unanimous vote. So.
Oh yeah, it's total.
So
it's
if
total
he,
bullshit.
if he had a
But
hearing,
it's
he would be a
because
Supreme Court justice.
it's because Obama wanted to appoint him to the Supreme Court, and now that he is the Attorney General, it has to be Obama's guy in there trying to stick it to him. That's like, I just don't understand. That's what they say. I don't understand how people just make it all about Obama, like ruling the world and all this weird shit. It's so weird. That's just, to me, it's like, oh, your racism showing, but also it's like, you want to cover that up. I want to pull his pants up there, buddy. Your racism showing, but
Why is it racist? They're giving him the credit for running the world.
but they're saying that it's evil.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, he's running the world, but it's not like it's good. That's not
Yeah,
but
they say that about Biden, like,
no, it's
and
not
Hillary
Biden.
Clinton.
It's not Biden. Or yeah, well then I have seen it's probably
entire-
Hillary and Obama are teaming up.
Yeah, and actually, Biden was pissed at Obama because he didn't even endorse Biden until like 2 weeks after Biden had won the nomination. So like, he didn't like. Yeah,
Come on,
he
man.
didn't.
What are you doing?
I know Biden was like, I'm your VP, but really, like, he was like, like, I don't want to like put like my endorsement behind somebody if they lose or whatever. But then he didn't even win. Or I mean, he already won, and he still waited a little bit.
Well, I think because there's people out there being like, Obama, he's everywhere. He's trying to. It's Obama's third term, man. It's his third term.
I mean,
It just blows my mind to see
Actually,
like
Joe
highly
Biden-
educated people actually believing that like that
Joe
Barack
Biden
Obama's the
has
puppet
done more
master.
than Barack Obama already.
Well, no, but I'm just saying the fact that people think that Barack Obama is the puppet master pulling the strings behind all of this stuff is just weird to me.
Right. I didn't know that a lot of people thought that,
Yeah, I
but
mean, there are people. I mean, I'm just reading it. It comes across my Facebook feed, and I mean, obviously it's Facebook, but it's also like entrancing because I see all these wild comments, and then it's like normal suspects in like the thumbnail pictures are just like, oh yeah, that's like like dude, scruffy beard, reflective glasses with a hat on his balding ass head, and it's like a selfie from the driver's seat. You're like, oh yeah, that guy's totally like raging, but it's some of the people that end up liking them, or the other stuff that's like, oh, Jesus is the best thing ever. Repent and everyone should be nice to each other. And then it'll be the very next post will be like a meme where it's like, gay people want to take your kids to the water park and make a statue out of them. You're like, what the fuck? Like the weirdest shit, bro. And I mean, I'm sure you see some of it, but I mean, I guess we might not. There's some people I probably should get rid of, but I follow them because it's just like it's almost like an inside look into like this crazy circus tent.
yeah. I
So
mean, no, I do like see these crazy ass, random ass conspiracies and shit. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. Like, we're not dealing with like normal people. Definitely not a normal party. Fun fact though, for all y'all out there, Republicans, Trump supporters, Donald Trump, the only president in history to have less jobs for the country when he left than when he started. So he created negative jobs.
yeah, now devil's advocate, you could say that whenever he's leaving office with COVID and a lot of people losing their jobs because of COVID, I bet you that does affect those numbers in some way, shape, or form.
Right. Well, guess what? He was president when COVID rampaged through our country. So
Yeah, but he came up with a
don't
vaccine
cause
at warp
COVID,
speed.
and you won't have negative job growth, bro. You know, he was calling it the China virus. I'm calling it the Mar-a-Lago virus.
No, that's Hep C. But they have a cure. So that's good. It's progressive. It's progress. You haven't seen the commercials?
Well,
Tired of
does he get
hiding.
Hep C because he's diabetic, or
Oh no, I
because
just
he's
think
like
there's just like
sharing needles?
there's like weird shit going on. Everybody's like doing drugs in the bathroom, getting paper cuts, and swapping blood and shit.
Yeah, I'm just saying it. He's the first president in 100 years to let a pandemic happen, and he's the only president to not create jobs. And we talked about it before. He added 25% of the total debt of the
Oh
country
yeah, yeah,
in the history of the country. He added. He's responsible for at least 25%, if not more. Uh, yeah. He's like he added in 4 years.
yeah,
Country's been around for 200 plus 250 years.
yeah.
Sick. So he's not fiscally conservative. He doesn't create jobs. He is a fucking maniac who tried to attempt a coup on the country. He has 91 felonies indicted on. He's a rapist, a federal judge confirmed. Not only did he get like convicted or held liable for raping whenever somebody was like, "Oh, well, like you guys had him for sexual abuse, not rape." The judge wrote a letter saying, "No, no, 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 it was rape."
Well, then he
So, dude,
continued to slander the woman and he's got
right?
another court case pending for that.
Yeah. Well, that's just dumb for him because he's paying millions of more dollars. But seriously, like, he's a rapist, felon, attempted coup leader, terrible at his job, let COVID happen, added to the debt, lost jobs. How many infrastructure weeks did he have? Every week was infrastructure week. He didn't build shit.
He built a piece of a wall.
Biden passed a one over $1 trillion infrastructure bill, bro. Bipartisan. You know what I'm saying? It was just sitting there.
Yeah.
Woo, woo.
All right, well, let's get into these therapy questions.
All right, y'all. Therapy. These are gonna all be would you rather
All right.
questions.
Okay, so they're not chat GBT.
No, they're not.
Oh,
Therapy
wait, so, hold on one second before you start.
yeah.
I was at a networking event last week and I met an AI programmer who I want to have on as a guest.
Let's do it.
But he like builds AI bots and like programs them as a data analyst and data specialist.
I'd love to have him on. I've got a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Would just be interesting to see what he has to say.
Yeah, no, he was like rambling about it. I think you guys would have a good conversation. So we'll talk later about it. But yeah, I wanted to bring
did
that
you
up.
tell him our last episode was called AI as a conspiracy?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was talking to him about it, and we were talking about it. He was telling me his take on AI and what AI is and how AI works. It was very interesting.
All right. Well, I've been listening into in-depth wonky shit about AI, so we'll see.
Okay.
I just thought AI as a conspiracy would get caught in an algorithm and that we'd get like some new plays just based on the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because AI, big search, conspiracy, big search.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Therapy question number 1. Would you rather poop in the only toilet at a party knowing that you'll clog it, or poop in the bushes in the backyard?
Is somebody going to catch you, or is it just like it's a risk to poop in the bushes?
It's a risk. I would definitely pick the bushes.
Yeah, I don't want to clog the toilet. That's a party.
Yeah,
It's a vibe
like
killer.
Yeah, it's the only toilet, and you know you're gonna clog it. You're doing not everybody at that party a favor by going to the bushes outside.
It's true.
And it's like, what's better than shitting outdoors? You know?
Well, and then if someone caught you, you could be like, "Look, dude, this is gonna clog the toilet," and they'd be like, "Oh, fuck, that would. That's a toilet clogger for sure. Thanks
Yeah,
for going outside."
yeah, and you could bring the toilet paper with you, so you're good there.
Yeah, you just have to sneak off bushes, back corner. Yeah, that'd be yeah. You go
Maybe do a
outside.
plastic bag, like it's like your dog's poop, and just
Yeah. Oh, I almost stepped in this dog shit. I was cleaning it up.
yeah. People should be like celebrating you at that point.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you
Her-
can't. Yeah, you can't clog the toilet. That's a bad
exactly.
move. Everybody hates that guy.
Right, and you can't shit your pants, so go
I
outside.
was at a house party, and there was one bathroom, and it didn't get clogged, but there was somebody, and they'd eaten a bunch of weed brownies, and they got way too sick. So they ate a bunch of weed brownies, got sick, proceeded to lock themselves in the bathroom, and basically threw up all over everything except for in the toilet. So when I say
Why?
I don't know, the floors, the toilet, I mean, all over the toilet, on the sink, on the counter, on the shower curtain. There's so I'm trying to go to the bathroom, and I knock on the door, and I'm like, "Hey," and they're like, "Hey, you can't come in here." Like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "It's Joseph." They're like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" "All right, come in, but you can't freak out." So they let me in. I got out immediately. It was the grossest thing I've ever seen.
Dude,
Disgusting.
what an asshole.
And
Like,
totally ruined the party because then no one can use the bathroom. It's the only bathroom, and you
it's like
just
if you're gonna be like projectile crazy chaos vomiting like that, just go into the shower.
yeah. And what's weird is outside there was on a big piece of property, so you should have puked outside, but you puked inside.
But like in the bathroom, if you're hitting the toilet, it's better than having like a piles of puke in the backyard.
True, but you could like get a hose and at least it's but not the outside in the driveway would be a better option than all over the bathroom.
No, well, all over the bathroom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's like you
yeah,
picked
yeah,
the worst spot.
I agree. Like, you just have to aim.
Yeah, and you shouldn't be eating brownies if you can't stomach
Right.
it.
I mean, one time I ate like a gel pill that was like 200 milligrams.
Okay.
and I've taken 400 milligrams before, but my tolerance was super high. I was like doing it every day. It was a crazy time. It was the when I yeah. Anyways, so oh, but I got super like sick. Like I was saying, like I was like, if somebody like drove me home, I wouldn't have gotten in the car because I was like that like fucked up. Like you know, let alone me driving. Like I was like on fucking Mars, dude.
Yeah, I've had that. I think it was back in high school days. I hit some like 6 foot green bong or something like that, and it put me down. Like I was like on this picnic table for like probably like an hour and a half, or it felt like an hour and a half. It might have maybe been only been 20 minutes, but it felt like infinity. And I was just felt like I was like I don't know, like I was wearing some like weighted blanket. Or like I
Yeah,
couldn't even.
yeah.
I was just like everything hurt.
It's
I
like you
was
got
like,
hit with a tranquilizer gun.
yeah, like I was just like someone was like got him, bagged and tagged, baby. Put him in the cage. Let's get the fuck out of here. Like that's what it felt like, and I was just down for the count. So yeah,
Yeah,
so moral of the story: poop in the bushes, y'all. Just poop in the bushes.
yeah. And it's not that big of a deal. It's a party.
Jesus Christ! I just read the second question.
Okay, therapy question number two. Joseph, would you rather fuck the top half of Margot Robbie with the bottom half of Hulk Hogan, or the top half of Hulk Hogan with the bottom half of Margot Robbie?
Well, it would have to be the bottom half of Margaret Robbie. I'm not.
Just for the anatomy.
I mean, for that sake, and then you could like like figure something out. I don't want to be
But that means like
smashing.
The Hulkster's right there. Then like,
Yeah, get throw a blanket over his head or something. Be like, all right, shut up. Be like, hey, it's dark in here, brother. Because
I know, I know. I went back and forth on this. I'm
no,
like,
you can't know.
the
Sorry.
bottom half of Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan is like 6'6". He's huge. Like the bottom half of Hulk
I know,
Hogan.
but like Margot Robbie's like you get the face.
Yeah, I don't know, man. No,
Yeah,
that's a wild
yeah.
one. This is one of
That
those.
is a wild one
This is one of those questions where I'm like, why the fuck do you put these in here? But yeah, I'd do the
because it's
bottom half Margaret Robbie. Bottom half Margaret Robbie.
okay.
Oh yeah, give it to me good, brother.
Oh, jeez.
Hulkamania's taking over.
Oh yeah, brothers, the new world order.
Yeah.
NWO.
Let's go. Be a Hulkamaniac for me.
All right. Therapy question number 3. Would you rather be the smartest person in the world or the stupidest person in the world? But in both scenarios, you have the exact same level of intelligence as you have right now.
Probably the dumbest.
So, yeah, I mean,
I'd rather be the dumbest because I'm not that stupid, but I'd rather be dumb in a room full of like brilliant people who are gonna like figure shit out. Because if I'm the smartest right now, I'm the peak of intelligence on this planet.
yeah, then we don't have anything.
Bro, I'm wearing a Oscar the Grouch shirt with sunglasses. He has money in his
Yeah,
sunglasses.
so
I'm not. That's not. I can't be the smartest person on the planet.
Right.
It would. When I died, it would all end.
yeah, it's like I guess like being the smartest person on the planet, like you could like flex that really hard, but that no person like being like able to be like a like a fighter jet pilot or
It's like
nuclear
idiocracy.
scientist.
It's like idiocracy.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Oh, well, it's like he gets frozen in time and civilization falls apart. And whenever he comes to out of his little sleep pod, like the world's destroyed and everybody's a fucking idiot. And he's just an average guy who is pretty average and pretty like dumb himself. and is like the smartest person on the planet and has to like explain to people. Like, it's really good. The movie's fantastic, so you should watch it.
So you wouldn't uh, accept an overall downgrade of the advancement of humanity
No, I care about other people too much
just
for that.
but you're the smartest motherfucker in the world.
Yeah, nah, I'd rather be dumb. That'd be sweet.
I
Then,
mean,
because then people would be like, "Oh, he's
there's
slow,"
still a lot of
and
smart
I'd be
people.
like,
Like you and I are fucking intelligent, so
"I."
it's not like and it's like doesn't mean that there couldn't be like scientists and stuff because like if we had applied ourselves to that,
No,
like
no.
I'm actually coming around on it.
There's some people that are just more intelligent than we are just off the bat. Like, or they like, nah. I would
I
rather.
know. Well, not anymore.
I would rather be the dumbest person on the planet. Get handouts, get like make a wish stuff. Like, I'd be a charity case, and I wouldn't be stupid. They'd just be so smart. They'd be so smart they wouldn't understand that I wasn't stupid. It'd be fantastic. You'd get away with whatever you wanted. Everybody'd be like, "Oh, that poor guy, he's so slow." And you'd be like, "I guess. Like, I mean, I know what's going on. Y'all are just kind of pretentious." So that would be frustrating. Everyone would be kind of a pretentious prick. But other than that, like John Cena would hang out with you. It'd be like a whole
it's
thing.
not. Yeah, but it's not like just because you're the baseline at the bottom, you know, that there's now like super intelligent people like the same. It's
Yeah,
just
then definitely.
everybody below us just moves up,
Yeah, then fuck yeah. Then that's better for humanity.
and everybody else stays the same.
That's better for humanity. It brings everybody up to my level. That's great. Awesome.
Well, slightly above your level.
Ooh. No, like, well, yeah, slightly
Yeah,
above
that would be
my
a
level.
really good.
That's
would be a really
that's
good
so
world.
great. That's so great for
Yeah, yeah.
humanity. If everybody
Because
was
most Americans are dumb as fuck.
so if you brought everybody up to our level and above us a little bit,
Oh man,
that'd be great. I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine
Yeah.
with that, even if there's not super smart people. Because for the betterment of the
Oh,
world as a whole,
dude, like the exponential economic growth like that would occur because like some people like it's not like they're not smart but they're not educated, so you have to be educated if you're above us on the smart level, so everybody being educated who's not currently would change everything.
yeah.
It's like conspiracy theories and shit happen because people are dumb. I can't comprehend that someone would shoot JFK. Must have been the CIA.
Well, I mean, it probably was.
I know.
They kind of said it was. So.
All right. Final therapy question. Therapy question number 4. Would you rather be an underage illegal immigrant driving an ice cream truck and hit a guy juggling tennis balls while he's riding a unicycle, or be a guy juggling tennis balls while riding a unicycle and be hit by an underage illegal immigrant driving an ice cream truck?
I mean, underage illegal immigrant, they're probably just gonna like kick you out of the country.
Right? Well, that's a problem.
So yeah, it's a problem, but it's better than being on a unicycle, number one, and then that's embarrassing enough, and then getting hit by an ice cream truck. It's probably not insured. You can't sue the ice cream company, so it's probably just freelance. I'm assuming they're freelance ice cream guys. So I'd rather be the illegal immigrant. I'd rather be the illegal immigrant that hits the guy on the unicycle.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I don't want to be the guy on a unicycle in
Because
public juggling for
I'm
fun. This is what I'm doing for fun. I'm just rolling around the neighborhood juggling tennis balls. Unless I'm training for like America's Got Talent or some shit, like I probably should get hit by a car.
Right, and then think about this. We said underage, so this guy's like, or gal is 17 or younger.
Yeah, they're just getting...
has their own business, like made the trek to get into our country to work, has their whole life ahead of them. Whereas the person juggling on a unicycle
I didn't even think about that.
Doesn't even have a life.
I didn't even think about it. I'm a young entrepreneur.
Right.
Who's taking advantage of an opportunity. Yeah, there were some accidents in the workplace, but I'll be back up on my feet in no time. I'll learn from my mistakes. Obviously, the guy juggling tennis balls riding a unicycle hasn't learned from his mistakes because that's why he's doing that in the first place.
That's right. Does your
Unless
dick
you work
hang
for like
low? Does it wobble to
Cirque
and
du
fro?
Soleil
Do
or
you
like
tire of it?
Barnum and Bailey or something. Like, fuck off, dude. What are you doing? That's George. He lives down the street. He's an asshole. He rides his unicycle up and down the street and juggles tennis balls.
And the seat on the unicycle has damaged his testicles, and he is now shooting blanks.
Oh, you're getting a shattered hip or something. If you get hit on a unicycle by a car, you're getting launched. That's not.
And the fucked up part is anybody who witnesses it is going to laugh, even though
Initially, off the bat, it's pure chuckles.
Yeah, it's involuntary.
You're like, look at that. What? Look, see that guy? What is he doing?
He got hit by an ice cream truck. Is that the ice cream? It says like, does your chain hang?
We had the bougie ones though.
Yeah, I saw this like a video, TikTok video, where it's like the ice cream truck, but it's like to a beat, like the song, and then like, and he's like going through the hood, and like everybody's out on their like lawn, like dancing to it.
That's tight. I want to be that ice cream man. That's
I want to be one of those people.
It's not a bad business model, and it's not an easy business model, or not a hard business model to get off the ground. Actually,
right.
Oh, all of your articles are Apple News. You always do Apple News. Oh, it's gonna.
You don't have it.
Oh no, it's gonna let me. I mean, I do, but I run this off my PC, bro.
Okay.
So you're taking the lead on these because you picked all the articles today because I was busy.
Yes, I did. Article number 1. Ex-Proud Boy. He's a proud boy. The head of the Proud Boys, Enrique Tarrio, which I never understood because he's like Cuban or something, and he's not white, but it's like a white supremacist group.
Well, the Proud Boys aren't necessarily white supremacy. There is some roped into it, but they're like anti-woke, anti-woman, anti-gay, anti... So it's like you could be black and be a Proud Boy if you want. It's possible. It's just kind of weird. There'd be moments in the meetings you'd be like, But other than that, you could just like hate people that have different points of view of you, and it'd be, they're like, all right, you're in. Welcome to the group.
Maybe. I don't know. But anyways, his name's Enrique Tarrio, and he was sentenced to 22 years in prison for his behavior on January 6th. Which is funny because he couldn't even go to the Capitol because the day before he got arrested for having a gun, like as a felon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so this is what I like. I'm really surprised this isn't more of a conversation, but when Jack Smith, goes to trial, he, like, in the indictment, yes, it was very detailed, and it was a speaking indictment, and it lays out, like, in detail the crimes that he committed, but he's not going to put all the evidence in there, because it saves them for the trial, and I'm thinking that because the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers were, like, coordinating with Trump's lackeys. Like, they were running security for Roger Stone on January 6th.
Yep.
Like, so he might know about, like, how they had conversations where he was, like, directly involved with them, and all these guys, like the people from the Oath Keepers, got 18 years, 19 years. Now the Proud Boys, this guy's got 22 years. So if Trump's linked with them, like, it's like the precedent is already here for prison time, buddy.
His sentence is the highest handed down to anyone in connection with the riot. Before handing down Tarrio's sentence, the judge, Timothy Kelly, said he would not grant the full 33-year sentence sought by federal prosecutors, but would grant a higher sentence than the other extremist members in hopes that would act as a deterrent. Yeah, Rod Stewart was sentenced to 18 years in prison. Ethan Nordine, one of the lieutenants, received the same sentence last week. That day broke our previously unbroken tradition of peaceful transferring of power, which is truly among the precious things we have as Americans, Kelly said Tuesday. that previously unbroken tradition is broken now. It's going to take time and effort to fix it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You fuck around and do stupid shit, you win dumbass fucking prizes. If you try to overthrow the government and you fail, then, like, that's probably not going to go well for you.
Right. I mean, they're fucking lucky they're getting 22 and
Oh,
18
yeah.
years. Like, yeah, I don't understand these judges who are doing like decades less than what the prosecutors are asking for.
Mm.
But also, last time I checked, like we've talked about this early on the podcast, it was about the death penalty and like how you're not about it at all. And I said
Well,
I'm
I'm not. I'm
only
not that. I'm not. I said I'm not about it. I don't necessarily agree with it because you don't get it 100% correct,
right.
and that's like provable. But I don't disagree when someone's like, "Hey, this monster did this to my family," and we know without a shadow of a doubt that it was this person, and I think that person should die. I would never tell that person who's in grieving and going through that, who lost somebody. I would never tell them they were wrong to feel that way. I think it's
Right.
people are
Well,
justified in feeling like they want to, and I'm sure if I was in that position, I'd want to kill a motherfucker too. I'd be like, "Hey,
no,
kill
no,
that
okay,
guy."
but what I had said at the time was that I do support it for one thing, and that is treason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know how this isn't treason. What these guys like did, planned, executed. Um, so now they should be executed, in my opinion, like by the law, tried, which they just were. But instead of like these dudes complaining, if they are complaining about 22 years, like shut up.
Well, one
Like,
of them was it the Ethan Nordine
yeah.
guy was like, "I'm not gonna get to take my kids to school," and trying to make this. And it's like, dude, then why didn't you should have thought about that shit whenever you weren't?
Right.
Yeah, stupid.
Like none of us would be able to take our kids to school if you guys really did like successfully do the coup, you know? Like so it's just unbelievable, and it cannot be in this country that uh you would only get like that you don't get punished if you try a coup but you fail, because
And
then
it,
you would never be punished, because if you try a coup and you win, then there is no punishment,
yeah.
it's over.
In addressing the court towards the end of the sentencing hearing, Tario apologized to law enforcement, the residents of D.C., congressional lawmakers, and their staffs who were present. He called the day a national embarrassment, but stopped short of admitting to engaging in the plot of which the jury convicted him. I have no indication that he was remorseful for the actual things he was convicted of. Yeah, not shocking.
Yeah, dude, he's like an asshole. He like drinks like big like monsters and smokes cigarettes and just sucks
Requested 33
with
years
his
in
like bulletproof
prison.
vest on.
Yeah, they might have evidence of him chit chatting with people he shouldn't be, or people who are like freaking out. And just because they haven't dropped it, they have to know that that's coming.
Right. If they did, yeah, if they were involved, it's definitely coming. But to me, that would just be the straw that breaks the camel's back, is that he was coordinating with the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys, and they've all been sentenced to multiple decades in jail. Like Trump is looking at like 550 years or something like that.
Yeah.
But let's say he gets the 22 years. Well, he's 78, so that's till he's 100. And if you think Trump, 300 pounds, 6'2", is gonna live till 100 in
No, he's
prison.
6'2", 215, dude.
No, 6'3", 215.
6'3", 215. He's built.
The exact measurements of Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's built like Lamar Jackson. He looks like a twig out there when he's playing football. That's the funniest shit I've ever seen.
And
Yeah.
Travis Kelce's 6'3", 250. And it's like, so Trump's 35 pounds less than Kelsey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's got to be worried about all of this because that just blows up in his face. All the Proud Boys, all these big Oath Keeper guys are getting locked up. They're going through and charging all of these fake electors, all these other people who did stuff at the direction or behest of people that worked for him or were directly connected to him. They have to have communications of this stuff. They have
Right.
to.
Yeah, they have so much evidence, and they like just what they put in the indictment is clearly enough to convict, but that doesn't mean that's all they have.
Well, that
No, no, it's a guarantee that's not all they have, and I guarantee the stuff that they're holding for the trial
is like
are
death
it's like
notes.
yeah, it's bombshells. It's like the nail in the fucking coffin. It's like it like Trump's going. He's like, okay, we're gonna call it free speech. We're gonna call it free speech, and then they get in the courtroom, and Jack Smith day one is like, just plays a recording of him and Enrique Tarrio like on January 4th, like with like Roger Stone or some shit. Or they have like because they all went to that hotel like the day before, and like Bannon and Stone and had like a meeting, and those guys were there. Like they just have like all the like camera footage and audio, and it's just like shocks, and then it's just America's done. It's the knockout punch.
Well, not America.
It
Trump's done.
no, no, America's done with him.
Oh yeah.
Which it's like you'd think they already would be, and so now it's like, what would it take for them to do that? But it would just be really hard for all of the Republicans, in office to like who were bunk like hunkered down and like for the like fearing for their lives because these dudes were coming.
My client is no terrorist, as judge said. My client is a misguided patriot.
Yeah, right.
Wow, that's tons of cope. Yeah, Joey
Yeah,
Biggs, Zachary
misguided piece
Rowell
of
were
shit.
sentenced to 17 and 15 years. Dominic Polizzo, Cowboy, was 10 years in prison. All these guys deserve to be in prison.
Yes. All right. Next article, we go to one of your favorite subjects. Texas Attorney General Paxton pleads not guilty as historic impeachment trial begins. So we talked about this when this was first announced, whenever he was they voted to impeach the Attorney General of Texas.
Yep.
Um, Tell me if this sounds familiar. So he was outed for paying off, or like paying a donor to help him pay off a person that he had an affair with
Yep.
under the table, and his like own like staff like outed him like accidentally or something, and then he's a Republican asshole. He's a Trump supporter. He's like the biggest piece of shit ever. He's got a wonky ass eye, and the Republicans in Texas, who are the most hardcore Republicans, voted to impeach their own guy, and so finally that's starting. That's amazing.
Conservative firebrand accuser of bribery, unfitness for office, and abuse of power opened Tuesday with an ultimately denounced for betraying his constituents and sacred public trust, and the sacred public trust, and defended giving baseless charges, evidence dumber than a bag of hair, is what he said. Mr. Paxton was entrusted with power. Unfortunately, rather than rise to the occasion, he revealed his true character. Representative Andrew Murr, a lawyer and rancher with a handlebar mustache, who led the investigation, culminated in the House's overwhelming vote to impeach in May. He said in his colleagues uncovered egregious misconduct and abuse of office when he's seeking to intimidate the Senate. And that's what's wild. When they were voting to see if they were going to impeach him or not, he was calling people while they were voting
On the floor, yeah,
on the floor.
Saying if you vote to impeach them, that they're gonna like suffer consequences.
Like texting people, blowing up people's emails. Yeah, threatening people. Both prosecution and defense had an hour for opening statements. Mr. Murr spoke for 18 minutes. Paxton's lawyers used nearly all of their time. They called charges outright foolishness.
So there's salacious allegations about Paxton arranging a job for his mistress from wealthy donor Nate Paul and insisted it was not a bribe. He also dismissed evidence of alleged payoffs to Paxton and his wife, Senator Angela Paxton, including a kitchen renovation with granite countertops.
I don't know where those are, Senator Paxton, Busby said as she smiled and shook her head. though she will not be voting on her husband's fate. She was in her seat on the Senate floor as the trial began and appeared to pay attention during the defense team's presentation, occasionally taking notes as Busby emphasized the guilty verdict would mean rejecting the will of millions of voters who reelected Paxton. Paxton is also the same guy who openly talked about throwing out like 500,000 votes out of Harris County and like making it to where, or sorry,
No, no, he didn't talk about it. He did it.
Yeah, no, he openly talked about it recently.
He openly admitted
in an interview. He was like, "Oh, we might not have won Texas had I not done that."
Which is insane that he did that, and that Texas is that close. Like, this whole narrative is like, everybody's been saying for a while Texas is trending blue, but then since it hasn't happened, like, everybody's like, I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
And Ken Paxton's like, "It's because of me."
Yeah, Ken Paxton's like, it already happened. I just stopped it because I'm a fucking white Southerner trying to take black people.
He's the Mitch McConnell of Texas.
He's the Ron DeSantis.
60 out of the 86 House Republicans voted against him. Temporarily forcing him from office pending a trial.
And part of the impeachment is that he can never run for office again, which was also part of Trump's impeachment. So just imagine if the Republicans in the United States Senate voted like these guys did, and
he faces 20 charges.
Yeah, and Trump would never have been able to run again, and then we wouldn't have to worry about any of this, and like the Republicans just go back to being like normal shitheads.
Yeah, 20 charges including misconduct, bribery, obstruction of justice, misappropriation of public resources stemming from his effort to obtain $3.3 million from state funding to settle a lawsuit by senior aides. So he tried to pull out $3.3 million to pay off other people who were used to be his aides who had grievances. So he tried to pay them off with state funds.
Yeah,
he's such a piece of shit.
I know, and he's doing the same shit where the impeachment is politically motivated, an illegal attempt to unseat a populace who bested significant challengers to win his third term last year. The fuck out of here, dude. It's your own people that were probably like grifting with you that just couldn't deal with like your shit anymore. Because what he tried to do is he had to like pay like $3 million in a fine or something, right? And then he tried to just take the taxpayer dollars to pay for it.
It's a sham impeachment, said Mark Montgomery, 73, who drove his wife from nearby New Braunfels to watch and fume from the Senate gallery. He's the best attorney general we've ever had. No, he's a corrupt fuck.
And, DJ TJ, Donald Trump Jr., chimed in on X, which we'll be talking about in a little bit. Today marks another milestone in Ken Paxton's career fighting the Austin swamp and establishment. Ken will survive and continue to combat the swamp in Texas to put America first. What the fuck? If you have Donald Trump Jr. on your side, then you know you're a piece of shit. Or his coke dealer.
Yeah, they're delusional as fuck, man.
Yeah. Well, at least you guys are doing something, the Republicans out there in Texas.
Yeah. He said innocent. Therefore, please not guilty. Wow. They have so much shit on them, too.
I think it's hilarious because it's like...
Because the guy he did the bribe with is already in jail.
Right. And it's like these guys have, like him and Trump, have become so fucking, like, delusional that they believe their own shit. And so, like, when normally people will be working out plea deals, like, these guys are like, not guilty because I'm untouchable.
I've rigged the system enough to where it won't affect me.
Right, except for it is, and they're fucked.
Yeah, they're fucked.
But they just believe their own bullshit.
Oh yeah, they're idiots.
Okay, next article. This one comes from Reuters by Dave Sherwood and Mark Frank. Cuba uncovers human trafficking of Cubans to fight for Russia in Ukraine. What the fuck?
So they're recruiting Cubans to go.
No, they're forcing them.
Oh, they're forcing them.
Yeah,
Whoa. That,
coerced its citizens to fight for Russia in the in Ukraine.
and it's not the government doing this. This is like
No, no, yeah,
traffickers.
yeah.
Boost the size of its army by more than 30% to 1.5 million combat personnel. A lofty goal was hit harder. The casualties in the war. That's wild. So they're kidnapping people and sending them to Ukraine to go fight for Russia. And Russia wonders why people are like walking away from their posts and don't want to participate in this war. You're just like scooping people up and being like, okay, you're Russian now. I am Sergei. I am in charge. Pick up Kalichnikov. Let's go out and we will go Roman forest. And they're like, nah, dude, fuck you. That's
Yeah.
wild.
It is wild. I mean, I guess they had the Bay Pigs, together. They what was is the Bay Pigs, and then the Cuban Missile Crisis. That was, Russia. But it's weird because China just built a spying base in Cuba, to where they have like this machines that can listen to Florida in the United States from Cuba. Uh, so really, like, China and Russia are really in this like fucking like bromance.
Well, it says in late May, a Russian newspaper in Ryazan City reported that several Cuban citizens had signed contracts with Russia's armed forces and had been shipped to Ukraine in return for Russian citizenship.
Who would rather live in Moscow than fucking Cuba? That's wild.
Cuba is not a part of the war in Ukraine, the foreign ministry said late Monday. Cuba is acting and will act energetically against anyone who participates in any form of human trafficking for the purpose of recruitment of Cuban citizens as mercenaries to use arms against any other country. That's just weird.
It is weird, but like, okay, this is
I don't know how they expect people to like actually, if they're kidnapping people and sending them, I don't know how they expect them to actually want to fight.
they don't care because Russia just uses it as cannon fodder. It's a meat grinder. They just need bodies,
Yeah.
and they don't give a fuck about casualties. Like, it's insane. But what happened to the Monroe Doctrine? And like the fact Obama normalized relations with Cuba. Ben Rhodes, his deputy national security advisor, was like worked on negotiations for years, and like it worked. And then like we could start traveling there, and there's this commerce was allowed, and all the money goes to the people that live there and helps them, and the integration, like with us and our society, is can help to break the like dictatorship. But like the fact that we like just treat Cuba like a pariah and have a like embargo on them, it is so ass backwards. Like
Well, that's one
it,
of those things that Obama did that people were like, well, we're going to dismantle this as soon as we can.
well, Trump, yeah, that was
Yeah,
his thing,
that's
and
all it
he
was.
did, and it's like, why you fucking now China's got a fucking spy base there, like when we could have just like been friends with them. It's like they're not like a threat. Cuba's not a threat to us. It's like, what point are we trying to make?
Yeah.
like like the governments down in South America are like cray cray. Like, I know like Venezuela is the worst, and we kind of isolated them too. But Cuba's like what, like 20 miles from Florida or some weird shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's like close as fuck, and it would just be such a strategic move to like flip them to our side. Like, it would just be so much better. And like,
Well, we did. Well, a black guy did it and they got mad.
yeah, but no, it's just Trump is gonna just I don't it's
Dismantle
so dumb.
anything that he did. And that was
Yeah,
one of them.
exactly. He
Yeah.
tried to do Obamacare, and like he just they couldn't get the
Well,
fucking
they're
votes.
like,
So
well, what are you going to do to replace it? He's like, I don't know.
He's like, oh, I didn't think that far ahead.
I want to get rid of it. They're like, oh, okay.
So
Well,
dumb.
come back when you got more for us there, Donny boy.
Right.
I mean, and that's really sad too. I wouldn't put it past Russia to do it, and that's just like exploitation at its finest. If you're
But it
kidnapped
also shows you how desperate they are for
to get the
people.
fuck out of, yeah, well, how desperate they are, and if people are voluntarily going to go fight with Russia for Russian citizenship, if you're doing anything with the hope of getting Russian citizenship, you're desperate for something.
Right. I mean, yeah, and it's bad. The economy's terrible in Cuba, but it's our fault.
Yeah, we've done it to them, so
I know it's ridiculous.
yeah, it's like a redundant cycle.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, we're starting to see the what I call, the Ukrainians on this counteroffensive. We're gonna once they like hit it, it's gonna start crumbling, and they just broke through the southern defense line this week, and so they're coming in on Crimea, and they just replaced their defense minister with a guy who was born in Crimea. So, and like their whole focus is to cut off Crimea from Russia, and like because they've been saying from the beginning that they want to take back all of Ukraine, including the shit that they took in 2014, and everybody's like, "Oh, I don't know, that's pretty ambitious," and it's like, shut the fuck up. And so instead of like that being the last thing they take, they're taking it right the fuck now. And and it goes out to like the sea, so it's like really strategic ports. There's like that bridge that Putin uh created, which connects Russia to Crimea, that they bombed a couple times. Like it's that bridge is done, and Russia's moving its top forces from the northeast down to that area in the south where they're breaking through, because they like realize that they're fucked. And but the fact that they're moving guys down there from another like part of the front means that they don't have like adequate reserves.
Yeah,
So like I heard like that the conscription, the mobilization would never stopped, and that they might have 450,000 men that they can send out. And it's like, doesn't sound like it, dude. It doesn't fucking sound like it. Like, as soon as we got through the fucking mines, we broke through your fucking little defense bullshit, and now we're rolling in.
yeah,
So, I don't know. I really believe the Ukrainians are going to win this, and like all the like doubters are going to be embarrassed. Like anybody saying like, oh, like if this doesn't work out like in the winter, like we have to maybe like think about like a deal. And it's like, no, dude, you like this shit is difficult, but like it's not like the Russians are moving forward. They're not getting any more land. It's going the opposite direction. And like you're telling me that it would be better to just give up now, and then like after we've given them $40 billion and all this shit, like, and then Russia takes it. That's way worse than if they took it from the jump.
yeah.
So
You gotta finish it.
we're in it from the like till it's over. I know Biden always says that, but if Trump gets in office, we're not. But that's going to be the worst embarrassment
Yeah,
bullshit. But, I mean, like the world's over if Trump gets back in. So
probably. All right.
that was like whenever I was having that trip in the movie theater with Avatar 2 on
Yeah.
mushrooms, and I thought everybody died at the exact same time, including
Yeah.
myself. That was one of the things I like thought about and like envisioned, like everybody in the Ukraine Russia war just dead all at the same time, and I'm like, that's crazy. And I was like, but I guess it doesn't matter anymore because the whole fucking world's over.
These avatars, these people on these weird bird things are all in water. Go to the tree.
I thought I had already seen the movie. I was convinced, and like you were saying, like you lost track of like time when you got hit with the tranquilizer dart,
Yeah.
the green bong. I was in the theater, and I like kept like kept repeating avatars. What I'm like, I know, I've already seen this. I saw that, and I'm like, dude, like, I know, like, time is infinite. Like, what if I'm trapped in here forever? No, and then I go, what if I've been here for like 500 years and I have no idea? Yeah,
That's why you don't take mushrooms and go see Avatar
two
too.
by yourself
Yeah, crawling around on the
in
floor.
3D.
That's a terrible idea.
Trust me, it could not have been gone worse.
Yeah. No, it could have. You could have like actually peed and gotten arrested.
Right, for the audience, that I was flabbergasted that nobody was helping me, and it just convinced me further that I was dead. And in order to find out if I was really dead, I was unzipped my pants and was going to whip out my dick in the theater, and then if nobody stopped me, then knew I was dead.
Dude, that's so crazy.
Nobody was stopping me. I didn't pee, but like, so then I just went back down to the ground. It was a nightmare, dude.
Sounds like it.
But I was telling that story to Thor, the security guard who was helping me out afterwards.
Yeah.
In front of the cops. And
Yeah,
the cop goes, "Yeah." He's like, "Whoa, did you whip your dick out? Because that's a crime." And I was like, "No, no."
Ridiculous. All right, last article.
That's right. Our boy Elon. So this article, there's a couple things I'm going to talk about him, but this article is Elon Musk borrowed $1 billion from SpaceX in the same month of Twitter acquisition. So he tapped SpaceX for $1 billion loan so that he could buy Twitter, which, it was $44 billion. So I don't even get that.
I think he was pulling money in from lots of different people.
Yeah, he was. But dude, he's worth like $200 billion. It's like, what is he doing? The unusual loan is the latest example of how the world's richest man has drummed up cash from his empire of companies without having to permanently part with shares, enabling him to raise funds for his wide array of endeavors. So basically, it being a loan as opposed to him selling, part of it to get the billion.
Yeah.
is a problem. But he paid it back shortly after he borrowed it, returning $1 billion with interest in November.
That must be nice, though, to be like, hey, I want to take $1 billion out and I don't want to owe anything on it. Like, just give me my money.
No, he paid it with interest.
Take it out of my cut next quarter.
Right. Yeah, $1 billion is nothing. Like, think if you had, let's say, $20,000 saved, right? Let's say he has $200 billion, so $1 billion is 0.5%, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's 0.5% of 20,000? $1,000. So if you had $20,000 saved, it would be like you spending 1,000. Him spending $1 billion.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It sucks.
But I mean, yeah, because he was pulling money from all sorts of people, all sorts of different sources, because he didn't have that money like liquid on hand. So
he's not even that liquid.
So he just found loopholes in the system to maintain. So basically, since he didn't have it liquid, he just got it liquid from the company, and it's like, oh, we'll just take it from whatever later. If he paid it back with...
So there was that billion, but who threw in with him was the Saudis.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody lost money. As soon as the deal went through, everybody was down.
Oh yeah, if that was a crypto stock, that was a bad play.
It was so stupid. Like, I don't know why. It's like why because you just want to be like on Elon's good side, but you guys are just cool, pissing away $44 billion, and not only pissing it away, but like it's gotten like vastly worse, progressively worse as it goes on. Um, I mean, like the only thing valuable about Twitter was the name Twitter, and he got rid of that. But did you see he's suing the Anti Defamation League?
No, I didn't see that. What
Yeah,
for?
this is a big deal. So he took off all the filters at X, formerly
Yeah,
known as Twitter. Yeah, so now you could say whatever the fuck you want, but then he's like promoting like anti-Semitism, like himself, and then now he said he's going to sue the Anti-Defamation League because he does the same thing that like fucking Vivek Ramaswamy,
yeah,
dumbass, the same thing where it's like, uh, he says if the Anti Defamation League didn't complain so much about anti Semitism, there would be less anti Semitism. And like Vivek says that if we didn't talk about race as much, then there'd be a lot less racism. Like we're causing racism by
discussing
trying,
race.
yeah, which is literally the oldest fucking trope in history when it comes to like racism. Like, if the Jews weren't complaining so much in Germany about being persecuted as Jews, then we wouldn't have persecuted them as much. Like, that's literally shit they would say.
Yeah,
It's like you blame the fucking victim, and like Vivek thinks he's so smart. He's like colorblind. He's like the way to get rid of racism isn't to discriminate based on race. And he thinks like he just like came up with this like ingenious idea, and it's like, no, you idiot, you're literally just saying the exact same thing as like the KKK or the Nazis would say.
yeah. But they don't make that connection. They can't. If they did, it would like shatter the foundation of what some of their beliefs are. So they can't necessarily acknowledge that, like, yeah, some of my stuff is like racist stereotypes and tropes that have been used throughout all of time. But I
Well, I
can't.
don't know if Vivek is smart enough to know that. Like, like his all of his takes like on shit are so dumb, and like I just heard him on George Stephanopoulos on Sunday, and he did an interview, and he was like talking about bringing like the civic spirit back to America, and like, I'm glad that the people get to vote for their president, in this country. This dude never voted for president. What civic spirit? Like he's voted twice in his life for president, and once was with like for a third party candidate.
Yeah,
Like he's
it's
such a
like Jill Stein or something.
yeah, he's so full of shit. And he wrote a book talking about how the Republican Party were a bunch of victims, and it was like abhorrent what happened on January 6th, and like it was like so ridiculous. And then now he like defends Trump, and he's like, there's a difference between doing something wrong and doing something criminal. And he's like, I've read the entire indictments, and this asshole like just trying to like refute what we just said earlier. He goes, and I'm assuming that everything in the indictment are the worst case charges. So like there's nothing new, like there might be new stuff, but it won't be as like bad as the stuff in the indictment. So knowing that the indictment is as bad as it gets, it's not a crime. And I feel like it's a bad precedent to set where we prosecute our political opponents during an election. It's like, no, it's a bad precedent to let somebody attempt a coup and not do anything about it. It's a bad precedent to let somebody steal nuclear secrets for the fucking military and then try to hide it from the FBI multiple times. Like, to let him get away with that would be a bad precedent, you know? Like, what the fuck? You stand for, like, the rule of law, but, like, except for when it comes to Trump, you can just commit any crimes he wants. And it's like, you guys like just try to justify it, but it's just so, it's just like, he's not a serious candidate. And I wish I fucking want to call him out, and I'm going to call him out. I want to debate him because, like, I could just, he sets himself up so easily just to destroy him, like whether it's his opinion on Ukraine or Trump or the economy, or like he says he's going to get rid of 75% of federal jobs. Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, he says some stupid shit. He's a dumbass.
I know, and he's our age.
I know, it's frustrating.
No, I mean, he just had like $100 million, so he could afford to run for president.
Yeah, that's true. Facts.
Yeah.
Well, you got anything else, man? Fucking.
I do not.
No, I'm just annoyed. I'm annoyed.
No,
all these people just piss me off, man.
Okay, well, guess what? We're gonna have the last laugh because Trump is going. Like, there's no way that he's gonna get off on 91 felonies.
No.
The only thing that we have to worry about is where he's gonna do his time and how does the Secret Service.
Supermax. No, they said that'd probably be passed off to the marshal's office.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Supermax for sure.
Supermax for sure.
Did I tell you? I doubt I did because I think it was on Friday that I have an idea for a movie.
No, what is it?
It's because I listened to this guy speak at this meeting I was at.
Yeah.
And he was in prison, and he was like saying he's like I was up in a supermax prison, and he goes, the level, like the amount of tension that's like there at all times is palpable. Like you can just feel it. And I just like had this like inspiration. I'm like, a movie where you're at a supermax prison, like think about like The Yard, you know, and it's just like everybody's prepared for anything, but you like it's like a day in a prison, and it's like a day where like certain gangs are going to attempt certain things, and it's just about that day and how things transpire. And nobody's getting out of jail. Like this isn't a prison movie where it's like they're escaping, or there's like, or they're gonna like get found not guilty. It's like no, they're all in prison after this or dead.
Damn, that'd be pretty hardcore.
Really pretty intense, like the politics and like the conspiring that goes on. You know,
yeah.
I bet it's super interesting.
Yeah, it'd be spooky as fuck, man.
I know.
It'd be some wild shit. Well, do you have any words of wisdom for us to take with us?
Yeah, meditate, motherfucker.
All right, well, you heard it here first. Meditate. Now, appreciate you guys. 104 Colossal Collins, Temple of Zeus. Yeah, no, y'all just be good, be safe, stay out of trouble. Angry Black Quarterback's back on tomorrow night, so
that's Joseph's sports podcast that we're both on.
Yeah.
Joseph is the host. Live streamed on YouTube at Old Man Huggie Productions.
And I built a Kick page. We're gonna start streaming on Kick just for the fuck of it.
Yeah. So y'all, if you ever want to like email us, I know we never say this, but we have talkshitmedia@gmail.com. And then if you want to find the videos, it's at Old Man Huggie Productions on YouTube. And then the audio is Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google,
everywhere.
8 other places.
Yeah, just, drop us a like, a sub, leave a comment. But we appreciate y'all. Yeah, we're at 104, so that's fucking wild. But we got a crazy week ahead. So please, y'all just be safe. Take care of each other. Positive vibes only. Meditate, bitches. And like always, go fuck yourselves.
Shout out.
Recording stopped.
Ooh,